Good evening, FSU weather. I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And I'm student meteorologist Sarah Converse.
We had a fairly nice day out. I mean, it didn't really rain. I know there was a little bit of scatteredness going on, but it was fairly warm throughout the day as well.
Yeah, it was very windy out as well. I had to put my hair up because my hair was like just like the hurricane winds, like just my hair was all over the place. So.
Well, not that intense.
Well, not that intense, but my hair made it look like it was that intense.
We will be expecting more intense winds, though, to come with the storm system making its way through with tonight.
Yeah, but don't fret too much about it because this weekend for Easter, it will be a wonderful weekend to go out. It will clear up by after Friday, so it should be a really nice weekend to go out.
And we will take a better look at what is going to come. We'll be able to see the front in detail on the radar and the beautiful weekend we will have all the way leading up into next week, which temperatures are going to stay the same except for those lows. But we will get that full forecast later.
Hey, thanks, guys. We're going to look at the satellite radar, and the big story for tonight is this front. This front currently sitting over Alabama and Georgia, making its way into Pensacola. Now, it's going to make its way towards our area. That's a big story. You're going to see some showers move in, and as we get through the night, the shower chances start to pick up, and the real big part of when the showers are going to come, early morning, you're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. is when you're going to see most of the showers. So if you are going out early, you want to make sure you have your raincoat for you folks. But as we go into the afternoon, things are going to clear out, and clouds are going to stick around though, but rain chances are going to decrease by the evening into Friday. And into Saturday, it's going to be looking like a beautiful day. We got 80% chance of rain with that cold front, but after that cold front, you see your lows drop back down into the 40s and clear out for a nice Easter weekend. And coming up on today's show, rain tonight, clear weekend, and we're going to have your Easter forecast at the end of the show for you folks. But now we're going to send it back to the desk where we pick our state of the week.
Thanks, Dylan. So if you go to watch the show on Thursdays, we always pick our new state, and today with the state, Michael's actually going to be talking about Colorado, but we'll have to find out. You're going to do the honors and pick it out.
Yes, I'm going to pick the new state of the week, which we will talk about next week. And that is Iowa.
Whoop, whoop.
Actually, Dr. Alquist, who is kind of our advisor of meteorology, he is from Iowa.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's probably really happy about us picking this day. It's probably going to be really interesting. Maybe we'll see some severe weather come in, or maybe another frontal system that might come in. So it'll be a really cool, interesting state to do.
The Midwest is known for kind of some more severe weather, especially during the spring. So we'll get that full forecast of Iowa for next week.
Yeah, but stay tuned for later in the show. We'll be talking about Colorado as well. But for now, we're going to send it over to Michael, who's doing our first local.
Thanks, Sarah and Sammy. So let's look at our current conditions again. It's right now 74 degrees. It is very breezy outside, as you can see by those winds still coming from the south, 14 miles per hour. I was out at the driving range earlier today, and it is really breezy. It does affect your shots out there, so keep in mind of that. But look at these local temperatures. You can see we're ranging from here in Tallahassee, 74, 72 down in Carabel, 77 up in Mariana. The story is these southerly winds are driving in a lot of moisture and warmth from the Gulf of Mexico. That cold front is right now in the middle of Alabama right now. It's going to come into our area as we head into the later portion of the night. There's those southerly winds coming out from the Gulf. Again, with that high pressure off the Atlantic coast and the cold front making its way into our region, you're seeing a very strong pressure gradient. Therefore, these winds are very strong coming out of the south. 14 in Tallahassee, 15 in Quincy, 16 in Bainbridge. Another reason of these southerly winds results in higher dew points. Now, further west, you have higher dew points like down in Apalachicola, where it is at 69 as your dew point. And as you go further east, you have 63 as your dew point in Thomasville and 60 back towards Valdosta. So it's very humid again ahead of this front. And so that's going to actually decrease as we go on later because that cold front is going to move through our region early tomorrow morning. Now, another reason of this cold front is a lot of clouds are streaming ahead of it. You can see the cloud cover is pretty light here in Tallahassee, But as you go further west, off towards Dothan and up, you can see that they have more extensive cloud cover, and they're actually having some pop-up showers ahead of the main line of storms back towards Montgomery and Huntsville. That line of storms is actually going to move east into Tallahassee as we head into tomorrow morning, as I was saying earlier. Here's a wider view of the southeast, and you can see where that cold front actually is. Huntsville's getting soaked on right now. Shout out to Shane, who's in our studio tonight. And down towards Mobile, they're about to get hit hard with these storms. And now, as you go into the futurecast, you start to see this line make its way east, but it becomes weaker. It moves through Atlanta at around the midnight, 1 o'clock hour, moves through Macon at around the 3 o'clock hour, and down towards Tallahassee, it is right on our doorstep at around 5:30 tomorrow morning. It moves through around sunrise. So if you have an 8 a.m. class, be mindful about these storms coming through. And then by the afternoon, some clouds will linger. We'll keep the rain chances at around a moderate, like 40–50%. But the clouds will clear out as we head into the nighttime hours Friday night. The storm outlook shows you there's a slight chance on for the Montgomery area. But as we go into your evening planner, it will cool down. The rain chances will increase. But the week ahead shows you we do clear out as we head into Easter weekend and into Masters Week. Now let's send it off to Sammy with a look at the southeast.
Thank you, Michael. So currently around the southeast, you can see pretty pleasant temperatures, but we also are starting to get that rain band, especially in Montgomery, like Michael was just talking about. So this rain is going to be extending through the majority of our southeast area. And as you can see, the wind is actually picking up due to this front. So we have this high pressure system, actually right where I'm sitting. So the high pressure system is here, and we have this low pressure system moving through here, creating these strong winds coming up from the south throughout the majority of our southeast. You could see these winds from Little Rock 16 miles per hour and Tallahassee 14 miles per hour. So in front and behind the front, you can actually see these high winds. So here's the actual front. It is starting to move through Alabama, and it will hit Atlanta and even Tallahassee in the later hours tonight, but it is actually starting to kind of fizzle away as it makes its way further throughout the southeast. And into the futurecast, this is where you can really see it kind of start to break apart right there throughout northern Florida, a little bit of South Georgia as well. And then it will start to move its way through and kind of give some cloud coverage through the southern half of Georgia and northern half of Florida. So we will be experiencing a lot of these conditions, and with these conditions, we have kind of like a slight chance of these severe thunderstorms and even marginal going through Atlanta, but all around we have chances of thunderstorms, especially here in Tallahassee as well. And into tomorrow, just a slight chance of thunderstorms throughout the majority of that east coast here. And but that being said, we hopefully will see a reduced the drought hopefully will be reduced due to this rain, so hopefully we could see these conditions actually improve throughout the rain. But this rain is seeing kind of a lot of rain hitting. Right now, Houston got hit with a little bit over 1 inch, New Orleans almost 1.5 inches, and that will make its way through. But for tonight, we are going to be seeing these temperatures dipping low and definitely a chance of rain throughout the border. But into tomorrow, we have lovely conditions of around 70, 75, and plenty of sun throughout going into that west portion. But now we're going to take it over with Shane.
Thanks, Sammy. Now we're going to look back about 10 days ago, last Monday, when we had a severe weather outbreak in North Alabama, where I attend UAH as a graduate student. This is a look at the satellite from that day, and we had a defined low pressure center and very strong cold front moving through our region, which created some very strong severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, issued this categorical outlook to indicate the risk that our region would be facing. And we were upgraded in the Huntsville region to moderate. That's level 4 out of 5. So at UAH, we knew we needed to take action. We participate in a program called Vortex Southeast, which is a research project that deploys teams of students and professional researchers into the field with equipment to launch weather balloons that read data through the atmosphere and report that data back to the scientists who are conducting these experiments. This is one of the vans that we took out into the field in Cortland, Alabama, to the west of Huntsville, and we used these little tanks there to inflate weather balloons where we launched what are called radiosondes and windsondes, which are little instruments that send data back to the scientists who are launching these balloons. And that data can be used both in situ, that is to say at the moment, to conduct observations and to better understand the storms before they even arrive. And after the fact, we can use the data to understand what went on exactly so we can be better prepared for the next storm. This is an example of a weather balloon about 3 feet in diameter and a windsonde, which is a styrofoam cup that contains sensors that send data back to us. This little blue dot indicates where I was in northwest Alabama as severe thunderstorms were moving into the region. We had several tornado-warned storms, which I'll be telling you a little bit about more tomorrow. So if you want to hear more about Vortex Southeast and the exciting weather that we experienced and some record-setting hailstones, tune in tomorrow for more on FSU weather. But for now, we're going to send it back to the desk with Dylan and Michael.
Thanks, Shane, for that in-depth look of last week's severe weather outbreak. But as yesterday, we were mentioning about a wildfire in Bay County, just north of Panama City. You saw it on our radar yesterday. And the whole state of Florida has been pretty dry to start off the year of 2018.
Yeah, firefighters from Tallahassee have gone over to Gulf County to help out with this fire in Panama City. Yep. So with that, they've actually contained 25% of the fire, which is actually really helping. So this is a good effort for the local firefighters. Yeah, and this is not only a problem in the panhandle of Florida, it is also a problem in central and southern Florida. There are a lot of wildfires down in central and southern Florida, and the reason why, they haven't gotten that much rain. Right. All these lines of fronts, we're seeing this front this week, right? It's going to die out by the time it starts heading to South Florida. Yeah. It's going to weaken, and they're not going to see as much rain as they need to keep them from these wildfires and some threats. Yeah, like the one front that actually gave them some decent rain was last week's front and actually gave them some severe weather. Right. But down towards Miami, it is still dry. That's the 7th driest start to the year on record. So that's how dry it has been. That even includes last year. Last year, I remember, was really dry. Right. No, it's been constant for you folks down in South Florida. My family lives down there. Make sure you don't do anything that sparks light fires. Be conscious about fire prevention down there with those dry conditions. But right now, we're going to send it out to the wall.
All right, thank you guys. So right now we can see some of that moisture starting to make its way through, and even some of that cloud coverage starting to come near Tallahassee and make its way through Alabama. But we can also see the broader perspective of this front. So this is where it is currently situated. So you could start to see that it kind of will fizzle out once it starts to reach Tallahassee, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to get rain. We are certainly going to get rain throughout the majority of the area surrounding Tallahassee. But right now it is currently 74 degrees outside. It is partly cloudy outside, but you could see a little bit of sun. So like I was saying, that dew point and humidity are a little bit higher, and you could definitely feel that moisture in the air, and that will go through tonight as well. So throughout the majority of the Big Bend area, you can see temperatures are 78 over in Perry, but pretty much over in the mid-70s throughout the majority of the Tallahassee area. So 74 here in Tallahassee, 75 over in Wilma, and around the coast they are actually just a little bit lower, 72 in Carabel. So we could start to see this wind speed starting to pick up, and that is coming from the south. So like I was saying before, that's actually some convergence between the two fronts, bringing this wind, this stronger wind coming up through the south. So Tallahassee, we are experiencing 14 miles per hour wind. That's enough to make your hair blow. And over in Bainbridge, they are at 16 miles per hour. Whereas towards the coast, a little bit less of Wilma, 7 miles per hour, and Carabel, right around 8 miles per hour. But fairly high for the majority of the region. So taking a look at this dew point, you could actually see these like stripes. Now this is where the moisture is starting to bring its way through due to that front, and so that is why it's actually higher, and near the coast that is higher because the moisture coming from the Gulf as well. But taking a look at our futurecast, this is going to be what is going to come through our area right around 6:45. That's where you are going to see the bulk of the storms coming through the Tallahassee region, but it will slowly make its way out, making for kind of a cloudier day and but maybe a chance of sun later in the day as well. So hopefully the rain will actually lessen this drought like Michael and Dylan were just talking about, so hopefully the drought chances will get lower. But taking a look at our week ahead, you could see that 80% chance of rain on Friday, but making for a beautiful Sunday and a wonderful week to come. Even chances, or even temperatures in the 80s. But now we are going to take a look at the national.
Okay, so all around, oh, is it Colorado? Whoops.
Yeah, well, I'll take over and do Colorado now. So you can see that here in Denver, it's actually 40 degrees. It's actually pretty cold because of the Rocky Mountains here. Now, as you go on the other side, it actually is warmer in Montrose at 55 and 59 down in Durango. Now, again, this westerly winds, they're having higher wind speeds because it's coming down the mountain range. So that's why Denver's much windier than Craig and in Grand Junction, which is at 14 and 17 miles per hour. Now, satellite and radar does show you there is some lift across the mountain range here of the Rockies, and because of that lift, there is some precipitation. That's what happens when you lift air parcels. You get some precipitation here in Denver, and in the higher elevations, you're getting snow. In the lower elevations, you're getting rain because it's warmer. The futurecast shows you that this precipitation begins to die off as we go into tomorrow. It does clear out here in the entire state of Colorado, but then some more snow showers begin to appear over the Colorado range as we head into later on. Tonight, very cold across the Colorado region. 29 in Denver with some blowing rain and snow, same in Fort Collins, but sunny down, well, that's supposed to be clear down towards Durango. That's a graphics error right there. But down towards Durango, it will be 62 tomorrow, 66 in Grand Junction, and a perfect day in the Mile High city of Denver at 65. Now let's send it back to the desk with Sarah and Sammy.
Thanks, Michael. So since we saw in your dew points, we're seeing the really kind of mugginess since we're having that cold front come through, and we're getting slowly, we're almost near the end of March, so we're getting closer to the summertime temps, which can be a big issue for ticks.
Yeah, so actually with these temperatures increasing throughout the majority of our national view, the majority of the east, and going kind of into the eastern, like by the plains,
yes,
everyone has chances of getting ticks. Now, ticks are commonly found when you are hiking, you're in a long grass. So anytime you're outside, you should be careful of looking for ticks.
Also, animals do carry as well. I know deers carry deer ticks, other raccoons.
Yes.
All kinds of animals bring it. So make sure you make sure your trash is sealed tight so you're not getting animals getting around. Make sure you check your dogs as well when they come inside for ticks as well.
Yes. And so now we are going to take it over back to the national view.
Yeah, so pretty much as we've been saying, it's really nice all around. Really much the big picture we need to see of this national is that there's a cold front sitting over by Kentucky and Arkansas area, but all around pretty nice temperatures in the national. 38 in Denver, 65 in Albuquerque, and over here we're getting a little bit more warmer temps, 68 in Memphis and 75 in Atlanta. So pretty nice temperatures all around. Really going to see this cold front really bring these nicer temperatures. As we can see, that high pressure system is still sitting over the Atlantic, and that low pressure sitting over here by Kansas City. You can see where these winds come together, bringing in these winds from the south. That's why these winds are really high at 14 miles per hour in Memphis. So this is really, the cold front is really bringing a big factor into what the weather we're going to be seeing. As you can see with the dew point, you can really see where that cold front is really affecting in this area. So it's still sitting right here, as you can see with the dryness from behind the cold front, bringing in that high pressure and the drier temperatures. As we can see down for us in the southeast, we're really seeing mugginess. 60 for Atlanta and 64 for Tallahassee. So pretty mugginess temperatures, but once that cold front moves through, we'll have that high pressure system moving in, bringing us nice temperatures, clear skies, and as we get on to our weekend. So here's that cold front sitting here. We're going to see it come into the Florida area by tomorrow. So really it's mostly just affecting Alabama and Tennessee and Illinois, bringing in a lot of that rain, which they really need because they're in that drought. As we can see with that watches and warnings, mostly it's just flood with all that rain that's coming in. And so hopefully that's a good thing. Even though flood is bad, flood is a good thing for bringing in that drought. So here are these lovely flood watches. So be wary of that as you watch these rain chances. And as I said, it will come closer to the Florida area by Friday, but it will, as you can see, it does fizzle out. So it's going to probably fizzle out. By the time it gets to central, there might be some scattered showers. But this is really the main picture of the national area. We will see some more weather coming in, as you can see behind me. Here's this mix of snow, which we'll be watching later on. But it's not really going to affect the southeast area yet. But as that storm outlook, as you can see, we're in a slight, Alabama's in a slight risk, and everywhere else of the southeast is in a thunderstorm. So we'll be seeing these thunderstorms coming through our area from that cold front. But for tonight, it's going to be really nice. You can see that cold front bringing in these nice cool temperatures in with that contrast of 45 in Memphis and 50 in Tallahassee as we're still awaiting that cold front. And as we get into tomorrow, the highs, they're pretty nice all around, pretty much in the mid-70s all around. The cold spot right now is in Minneapolis at 43. But pretty much, as you can see, that high pressure system is moving in, bringing the clear skies, nice sun. But for now, I'm going to send it over to the lab for trivia. Oh, I'm going to talk more about this. So I'm going to go around, talk about these lovely temperatures. So as you can see, Billings, as you saw, we saw the snow. That's going to be why it's snowing in Billings at 53, Salt Lake City at 67. So pretty nice temperatures all around, really. But for now, I'm finally going to send it over to the lab with Sammy with our trivia question.
Thank you, Sarah. So actually, you can't quite see it, but I will give you the trivia question anyways. So the trivia question is, what is the average high for the month of April in Tallahassee? So since we are approaching April, this is going to be a fun fact for you to learn. So the choices are 77, 79, 80, or 83. So this can be voted on Twitter, and we will be able to give you that report for tomorrow. But now we're going to send it back over to Sarah.
Okay. Thanks, Sammy. So for today's Almanac, we are sitting above average at 78 from the average of 76. So it was a pretty warm day outside. We did get that cloud cover, though, so that's why it wasn't as hot. But the sun did peek out a few times here and there. And as for that low, we are sitting above average again at 53, and that low was 49. So pretty warmer because we had that cloud cover that sat over our area, making it a blanket for us that night. So that's why the low is really warmer. But as you can see with these winds, as that high pressure is still really dominating our area and that cold front coming through, you can see the winds are coming up from the south, bringing a lot of that moisture from the Gulf. So Tallahassee is at 14, Quincy at 10, St. Mark's is at 12. So if you notice as you're going outside, it's really windy outside. So make sure, ladies, you put your hair up and make sure you don't maybe wear a flowy dress because your dress is probably going to be flowing upward from those winds. And as for the local dew point, as I said, the winds are coming up from the south, bringing in these muggy conditions. 63 in St. Mark, 64 in Tallahassee. Down in the coast, since they are closer to the water of the Gulf, they're getting a lot of that moisture, so they're really muggy down there. But as you go farther up in Thomasville, 63, they're getting a little bit of more comfortable temperatures. Not as muggy, but as that cold front moves through, it will continue to bring these dew points up as we get on through the rest of the day. And as for that drought monitor, Tallahassee is staying pretty nice. We're not really seeing much of a drought. Unfortunately for us south and a little bit portions of central Florida, we are seeing some of that drought. So hopefully that cold front will stick around, hopefully won't fizzle out too quickly and bring them some rain, especially for Georgia. Hopefully they will get most of that rain. As we see from this cold front, it's going to be coming through our area on Thursday and Friday, bringing in some of those showers. So make sure as you're going to your class, if you have those 8 a.m.s, it will be raining. So make sure you stay careful as you drive to class. Make sure you have your umbrella for those wet conditions. So it will go on by the morning time and should leave by the afternoon time, but for the weekend it will be a really nice day to go out. It will clear up. As we can see, parts of Alabama are in the slight risk and marginal readings over in Georgia, but right now we're in a thunderstorm area, so we might see some scattered thunderstorms. So if you hear thunder, don't be surprised. That's from that cold front. So it's going to be pretty much a nice night. As you can see, the rain chances will pick up later in the night. 50%, 50 degrees, my bad, in Tallahassee, 48 in Quincy, 50 in Wilmot, but that rain chance will stick around. So if you do go out in the evening, if you do go out, make sure you stay careful on those roads. If it starts raining outside, make sure you have your lights on. But for tomorrow, it's going to be a really nice day. Not too much of a cool down as that cold front passes through, as you can see. Tallahassee at 75, Quincy at 75 as well, pretty much all in the 70s, but rain chances will stick around into tomorrow, so make sure you are careful when you go on those roads. Make sure you have your umbrella because it will be wet outside. But it should clear up for the week ahead. As you can see, 80% chance of rain on Friday, but as we get to Saturday and to Easter Sunday, it should be a really nice day to go out, so enjoy the weekend. When you go to church on Sunday for Easter, it'll be really nice, and we'll see a slight warm-up on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Wednesday we'll have another chance of some rain, another frontal system, but pretty nice. Temperatures, lows are really nice as well, but I'm going to head it over to the desk to close us.
Yeah, this front not looking too bad. We're going to see some rain, and rain's not bad.
Yeah, that's the main story for the next 12 to 24 hours, but then look at the weekend.
Yeah, the
picture perfect.
The clear out after the weekend for Easter, perfect conditions.
Perfect for a golf outing on Saturday.
We're going to have a golf outing on Saturday, but don't forget your raincoat in the morning tomorrow. That's just the big factor. You don't want to be wet going to your 8 a.m. class.
Yeah, and then as we head into Masters Week, my favorite time of the year, the weather's actually looking really nice here in Tallahassee, and probably up towards Augusta, it's probably as great.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's going to look like a nice week. We do have that next front coming on Wednesday. We'll see how that pans out. But a lot of sunshine, so it's a good outdoors kind of weekend too. But hey, you can find us all over social media. Our Twitter is there, and you can also answer the trivia question Sammy talked about.
Yeah, don't forget to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/FSU Weather.
You can also watch us on YouTube. All our old broadcasts are archived there as well, and we also have
follow us on the Instagram at FSU Weather for all those beautiful spring pics out there.
Yeah.
But for all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Michael Anand.
I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith. Stay dry tomorrow morning and have a good week.